I said, hey yo, what's good? And salute to my YouTube land people in the building. Yes, welcome back to the channel, J-Rock Sports Talk. I got another interesting one. It's gonna be the last one for today. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoy. And let's get right into it. You see the man? Man, this guy had a lot of potential. Now, I was way too young to really see him in his prime, but his highlight package, the stats, the eye test, this guy had everything. The perfect 5-tool player. You know, what is a 5-tool player? You gotta hit, you gotta hit for power, you gotta run, you gotta field, and you gotta throw. That's the 5-tool player in baseball. And this brother right here, Ken Griffey Jr., he had it all. This guy was special. He was so special. Man, and oh man, I think of any all-time great player, when we talk about a guy who had the potential to be the GOAT, there is no doubt in my mind that Ken Griffey Jr. had the highest potential to be the greatest baseball player who ever lived. Hands down. He had the king of swing. Listen, his swing, his timing, his concentration, his humbleness, this brother was special. He had it all. Alright? Being 6'3", at least anywhere from like 190 to 200 pounds. This guy had it all, man. And he was a lefty. He was vicious. And he was so humble. Not an arrogant player. Not a flashy player. Just going to go out there, do what he has to do, and then that's it. But I want y'all to understand something for a minute. I want y'all to take a look at something. So from 19... You know what? That was his debut year. I'll count it. Let's go with this. From his debut year, right, up until 1999, I would count 2000, but he wasn't with Seattle. But from 89 to 99, he averaged about 30 home runs. Is that 30 home runs? No, excuse me. 36 home runs a season. 42 for every 162 games. A 299 batting average, 569 slugging, which they take into account your other hits, and they count a home run as, I think they count a home run as 4 bases, something like that. But man, he had 1,000 RBIs, 167 stolen bases. This guy. Sometimes stats can't tell you how good a player is. Sometimes. But with guy like Griffey was, woo. And Griffey, thanks to Griffey, right? Let's go with this. In 1995, the American League Division Series, it's the Yankees versus the Seattle Mariners. Now Griffey is on record as saying he never would play for the Yankees because he saw how Billy Martin, the manager of the Yankees during, I believe, the late 70s, early 80s. But he didn't like how Billy Martin treated his father, Ken Griffey Sr. Because I believe Ken Griffey Sr. went to the Yankees at some point. But he didn't like how he managed his father. So he made a vow that he would never ever play for the Yankees. Ever. And in 1995, they had a series for the ages. It was really good. And 2 things happened in this series. As you see right here, it says the Yankee Killer. This is right after that series. But Griffey had a hell of a series in that series. But 2 things happened. When the Seattle, they eventually beat, they defeated the Yankees. And that was the first year that they extended the MLB playoffs to an extra divisional game, and an extra 2 teams from each division gets to make it to the postseason. They expanded the divisions also. They made East, West, and Central. This was the first year that they did that, because before it used to be East and West in the AL and the NL. So the AL and the NL had the East, West, and Central, and so each of the team division leaders get a playoff spot, and then one extra team gets a wild card spot. But it's still the divisional game. You go right to the division. Now they have wild card teams, the 3 divisions, but they also have 2 extra wild card teams and stuff like that. But this when they first introduced it. Now they go against the Yankees in the division. This is right before the American League Championship, which they would eventually fall. The Seattle Mariners would lose to the Cleveland Indians, and the Indians would lose to the Braves in that 1995 Classic World Series matchup. But anyway, back to Griffey. So in '95, they go up against the Yankees. I think it comes down to the final game, and it was all or nothing. It was all or nothing. Let me look at that series just to be sure. Hold on. Just give me a second. Yeah, they won 3-2 over the Yankees. All or nothing in the 11th inning. So Edgar Martinez is up to bat. He hits it down the left field line. Griffey is circling the bases. Oh man, it's like poetry in motion, the way Griffey runs, and he makes it to home base. Now, your boy loves the Yankees, but I will admit, that moment, sometimes you just tip your hat to the other team, and you say, man, what a game. Hey, they won. You know what I'm saying? They won that. They earned that victory. And so, Griffey goes home, and 2 things happen after that win. There's another YouTube channel called Secret Base, and they cover this series and how important it was, because Seattle, they had to win this series to save baseball in Seattle. This series literally saved the Seattle Mariners, because they were thinking about removing them and making a brand new team out of the Mariners, because there wasn't a quote unquote investment in the Mariners in Seattle. But winning that series meant so much, and they kept the Mariners around. But they were on the brink of getting exterminated as a franchise, which is something that's crazy. So, they, like I said, it's Game 5, all or nothing. The hit, the run. Now, not only did this save Seattle, but one of my favorite games of all time got created because of this series. Oh yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of King Griffey Jr. winning run. Now, I did not get a chance to play that on the channel, but I will play that soon enough. But King Griffey Jr. winning run. One of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. It was such a good game. It's still good even to this day. It holds up. Not as well, but it holds up fairly well. The AI programming, they pretty much, if you ever played, what was that, King Griffey RBI or King Griffey, whatever that game was, it's similar to that. The computer swings at everything. You rarely, if ever, get any strikeouts, because the computer is programmed to swing at every single pitch, or 95% of pitches. Sometimes you might get a strike where the computer doesn't swing, but for the most part, the computer swings at damn near everything with great timing, and you can't get around it. I'll broadcast on my gaming channel sometime soon, but yeah, that game was spawned because of this game right here. And it has King Griffey Jr., and it has other MLB superstars in the league, but they're under different names. Like for instance, right? There's one baseball player name in the game. His name is T-Bone Malone. Hilarious. Like Albert Bell, his name, the one that played for the Indians, the home run hitter, his name is Frank Liberty. So, and what's this dude's name? What's this guy's name? Oh, also, just David Cone. His name in the game is Hot Coals. You know, for the Yankees, his name is Hot Coals. Craig, no, not Craig Biggio, excuse me. Jeff, I was about to say Buff Bagwell. Jeff Bagwell. Jeez, I almost messed that up. But Jeff Bagwell for the Houston Astros, his name in the game was Slick Fitz. And, you know, so on and so forth, stuff like that. But they had secret players with secret names, you know, some of the top players, like Randy Johnson, who was on the Mariners at this time. His name was Bolt Lightning. And I'll give you one last player, Hideo Nomo, who was on the Dodgers, the fireballer, the Asian fireballer. His name in that one was Typhoon Kuro or something like that. Typhoon Kuro. So yeah, they had some, you know, notable players with different names. It was kind of funny, but kind of cool at the same time. But you know, I said all that to say this, that Griffey was incredible. He was an awesome player. You know, stats can't define his legacy and his impact. And I don't think he took steroids. Honestly, I really don't. He probably took you know, I mentioned this in my other video, when I was talking about LeBron. But, you know, I don't think Griffey took steroids. For the most part, I'm sure he was a natural athlete, and he was just really gifted, you know. Him and Barry Bonds was like the two best players in the league, like all around. Talk about all around players, like in the 90s, it was Bonds and it was Griffey. Those two guys were really, really good, you know. Although I would say Griffey and Bonds had a little bit more speed. Let me see this guy's stolen bases. Yeah, because Griffey didn't steal a lot of bases. There was one time where I believe Barry Bonds had 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. Let me look at that real quick. That's how good he was. And Bonds was a 7-time MVP. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to be honest with you. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should not be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, he averaged, he got 40. Matter of fact, he entered the 40-40 club one time in 96. So that's the year after this event. But he routinely stole a lot of bases, more than Griffey. So he had an edge to speed, but they were both good with the glove, both good throwers. I probably would give the edge to Griffey as being a strong thrower. But yeah, Griffey was incredible. He just got hurt too much. So in 2000, he eventually goes to the Cincinnati Reds. And after that 2000 year, he just kept getting hurt. His games played kept going down and down and down. And it's really, really unfortunate because he was on a trend. Let me see something. Wait, let me see something else real quick. So, from 89 to 99, right? Oh, they're not showing the total. What happened? What is that? Oh, man, I just had it. They're not going to show the total. Here we go. So, he averaged about... He played... He played 140 games. In 95, he didn't play a lot of games, I don't think. Yeah, in 95, he only played 72, but he was healthy enough to play in the playoffs. But, he averaged about 36 home runs, but he averaged for every 162 games, 42. So, wait, what was the total, though? The total was 398, so about 400 home runs. So if he hits another 398, that's what, 6? He pretty much broke the home run record. He obliterated the home run record. You know what I'm saying? So he obliterates the home run record, which is... I just want to see something real quick. Give me a second. I'm just trying to take a look and see who's the major league leaders. No, see, I'm not trying to look at here we go. Career home run leaders. So Griffey ended his career at 630. Barry Bonds has the most with 762. If he can stay healthy for another 10 years and play it, well, that is kind of crazy to ask, but he would have definitely been. I would say he would at least been top 3. He would have gotten past Babe Ruth. He definitely would have gotten past Babe Ruth, no doubt about it. I think so. But yeah, man, this guy was incredible. But if he never got hurt, he would definitely be looked at as the greatest player of all time. Definitely, he's the most talented player of all time. He had everything. Ken Griffey Jr. had everything. He has the eye test. He has the accolades. He has the stats. And he has one of the best 10-year decade dominant runs of any other not quote unquote, but of any other superstar, not only in his era but all time. You know, and with baseball, it's a lot different than basketball because you can only control hitting and fielding. You can't control pitching when you're a hitter, unless you're Babe Ruth or what's this guy's name, Shohei Ohtani. Then you know you could cover hitting in the mound. But even with that, you still can't cover fielding. But I think, you know, pitching is definitely important. When you look at all the teams that won the World Series, they have at least one dominant pitcher. At least. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, salute to Ken Griffey Jr., man. I think he could have been even better than he was had he not gotten hurt. And possibly had he stayed in Seattle. And that's another crazy scenario. What did Ken Griffey... Well, I can't really say that because it would be hard to replace Mike Cameron, especially at that time. That's just too much of a what if. But, you know, if Griffey stays with Seattle, what if A-Rod stays in Seattle also? You know? What if Griffey and A-Rod stayed in Seattle? Would they still have that record in 2001? Would they win a title because they have Ichiro? Oh, man. That's interesting. I think a better what if is, what if Ichiro debuted in 1996 with the Mariners? Ooh. Now that's very interesting. I should definitely cover that one someday. What if Ichiro debuts in 1996? Oh yeah. Ichiro is... If I had an all-time team, I want Ichiro in my right field over any other player. I would rather build around Ichiro than any other player. Well, I can't. That's tough to say, but I don't know. Is it? Honestly, I would rather build around Ichiro than any other player in MLB history. That's how good he was. He was another one that had a dominant decade run from 2001 to 2010. Yeah, he was very, very dominant. he averaged 200 hits every year up until 2010. 200 hits, that's hard to do. Ichiro was a beast. Stolen bases, can throw you out from right field. He had a cannon. And he had that thing on a string. That thing was straight. Ichiro had a crazy arm, but I'll do that another time. But, man, salute to Ken Griffey Jr., man. One of the greatest. Definitely unfortunately that he got hurt and was injured a lot of those years with the Reds. Very, very unfortunate. This guy was a beast. Much respect to Ken Griffey Jr. And I think if he stays healthy, he might win a championship or two. Who knows? Depending on the team. But Seattle had a really good opportunity to win. They came close in a few years, like 95, 97. They came real close, but they couldn't get over the hump. But that takes nothing away from Griffey. He was a special player. A once-in-a-lifetime player. Not once in a generation, a once-in-a-lifetime type of player. I really wish I was here to see that. Because this guy was incredible. Him and Barry Bonds, they were the two best players in the league at that time. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes, injuries in sports is one of the worst things ever. I like to see players fully healthy out there giving it their all. And it's like, listen, you healthy, we healthy, let's get it. What's up? We're here. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you throw a like for your boy. Bars. And yeah, I got more stuff on the way. I'll continue with the gaming channel soon. As soon as I'm able to get this converter, which is very cheap. It's not, it's not nothing I can't maintain. And by the way, I will be busy for these next few days, so just bear with me. But I gave a little something back, I know I haven't been able to record, but I gave y'all a little bit of something, just some of my thoughts on sports and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you all enjoy. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Sub to the channel. Sub to my J-Rock Gaming channel. And that's it. Your boy's out of here. Stay tuned. Salute to Ken Griffey Jr. With that play, you helped make the winning run, which is one of my favorite baseball games of all time. A lot of memories with that. And yeah, I'm out of here. Peace.